What's good, YouTube? Welcome back. It's been a couple of weeks since I had a chance to make a YouTube video. Super excited to be back in Mexico, back in the home office, optimized for productivity. Many of you probably know how much of a psychopath I am when it comes to to home office setups. I just love that stuff. So yeah, let's check in. Let's talk about how things are going. So first and foremost, on the app development side, on the stuff I've been working on, I really want to focus on more, which is general development, not Cardinal Ecom, even though I still love Cardinal Ecom. Things are going really well. I spent a session with Carlos last week working on the app and getting through like what's been the hardest part for me, which is the React part of that app, and then building an onboarding flow, something that I hadn't really done at all. It was a bit of a challenge for me, but I'm really close to finishing. So the goal is this month. Well, I guess I've adjusted the goal many times, but the current goal is to finish Pal's app this month, and I'm definitely on track. I think with one more day of like a deep work session, I should have it over the finish line, which is crazy exciting. It's taken me like almost a year to build, and it's partially my fault, just not being dedicated to the grind. But it's amazing. So Pals is going to be done, put it in production, hand it over to my partner and say, hey, grow this thing. Let's make some money. Should be a lot of fun. Actually, I really like the application and the experience. I think other apps I've built in the past, I'm excited about it when I start, but when I finish, I'm not as excited. This one I am excited about. So that's going to be awesome. And then we'll come back to kind of what's next for general development in a second. But for Cardinal Ecom, we hired somebody new. So now we're kind of 3 people strong, which is awesome. I love having a team and starting to think about building things like culture and really scaling and kind of bringing that to a new level, taking it up a notch. She's great. I think she's going to be super valuable. You know, my other teammate, Carlos, is probably watching this. He's been awesome from the jump. So it just feels like we're growing, we're getting better. I'm still interviewing and looking to hire another engineer. And I think with 4 people, that would be the team that we would need to hit our goals for this year. You know, full transparency. I think there's something to be said for building in public. The goal for this year for Cardinal is to make $500,000, but annualized. So that means having a month where we make $41,667 in a month, which is $500,000 run rate. And this is, you look at these goals and sometimes like you say, okay, we're going to go up and then come down, and maybe we can't sustain that number always, but I want to shoot for making that happen in a sustainable way, which is why I'm thinking about teammates, why I'm bringing people on, and we're thinking about pipeline, we're building a LinkedIn, we're doing all the right things. So the goal is to get to that number and make it consistent, which is an awesome goal. It's an aggressive goal. I'm super excited for that. But that's that. You know, that's that side of the business, and everyone who comes and helps over there, I hope can eventually contribute to general development as well. So it brings me to my next point, which is, okay, Cardinal is doing well. It's humming. It needs maintenance, but it's doing well. I don't feel like it's taking up a lot of my brain space. General development, which is my real long-term vehicle. We're about to finish the Pals app and then move on to something else. And last time I spoke about in a video about wasn't sure what was going to come next. I do think I know now what I want to work on next. Very lucky to also have a potential like consulting opportunity in the building an LLM space. But I think what I'm going to do, what I am going to do is start building with the Open AI API and building a WhatsApp chat interface, but specifically tailored to one use case. And I still need to get my client to sign off, but I'm 99% sure they're going to sign off to build an LLM, which is trained on a specific set of data with a specific objective. In this case, it would be being super knowledgeable, helpful, and targeted in the advice the LLM, like the chatbot, gives to people about how to be keto and use a certain company's Perfect Keto. I don't know why I'm trying to be cagey, to use Perfect Keto supplements in that process. So we'll say keto and low carb, and we'll bucket them together. Generally speaking, I think it's a good way to live. So I'm really aligned with the value system. The company has a lot of subscribers that are people that need to be reactivated, re-energized, all this stuff. And information has always been a big gap in that space when you're like, how do I start? What do I do? What do I eat? I think we can create a model that can train specifically on our data and give great advice, be very helpful. So that's what I'm going to work on. I hope we can do a pilot. Not hope. I will propose and hopefully we can do a pilot, which I think would be great and a great place to start learning how to see how the inputs of what we're doing from a training perspective map to outputs. It'll be great. It'll be really challenging, new API, new domain, and yeah, just getting out of e-commerce. We got really, these are two opportunities that are totally outside of e-commerce, not in the Shopify arena, which for my own growth is huge. I'm super stoked for that. So that's the plan. That's the big plan. I think it's exciting. It's new. It'll be great. I'm going to be dividing my days, and my team now is aligned on this. So we already said this, but now my team knows. So mornings, I'm not going to work on Cardinal Ecom. We're going to work on general development with or without partners. Afternoons will be Cardinal e-commerce with my team, and everybody on the team's aware of that. We all know the schedule, and we're going to do things that way. So it's going to be awesome. And then another little mini goal that I set after going to the UFC event this weekend, which was amazing, is to get a blue belt in jiu-jitsu this year. So a little fun personal aside, been a huge martial arts fan forever. Haven't been consistent with training, and I think it's the same kind of thing for, having discipline at work and doing really good work is something that, working hard is something that I'm decent at. It's just that the habits around that don't always make it easy. So like getting to bed early, getting up early, sometimes that's been hard, especially getting to bed early. But I think having a physical goal, having something that's really tangible in the physical realm, which is like, I need to have lots of energy to hit my work goals, and lots of energy maps to eating right, sleeping right, working out right. So just a fun goal, hitting this year, martial arts hard. I'm going to go to class hopefully tonight if my friend, it depends on some plans. If those plans fall through, it'll be tonight. If nothing else, tomorrow morning, first thing. And I'm super looking forward to building that habit alongside the work stuff, because they're going to go hand in hand. So that's it. We got Cardinal Ecom, $41,667. We got Pals app about to be published, and then moving on to the chat-based interface for the keto use cases. And then we're going to try and get a blue belt this year and really hit the jiu-jitsu stuff hard. And that should all kind of just be the routine. So thanks for watching, anybody out there who's watching, and have an awesome day.